Hey, what's up guys, it's DarkArmedDuelist, and today I'm going to be doing a Crystal Beast deck profile. So I'm really excited for this one because this is actually my co-host over on StaringAtGames' favorite deck of all time. He actually does play Yu-Gi-Oh, which is really cool. His name is Todd, actually, you guys haven't heard, but he actually is, he loves Crystal Beast. So I really wanted to do a deck profile for him, and if you guys have not checked out the StaringAtGames channel, it is down in the description below if you guys want to help us out. We're almost to 500 subscribers on the gaming channel for him and myself. We actually play a lot of different games if you guys want to check that out. But without further ado, guys, let's get straight into this. Before we do, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell next to the bar notification squad, and definitely check out that Patreon down in the description below because you have some awesome rewards, you guys, like getting your name in the description of every single video, getting a signed card sent to the mail, or even getting requested deck profile just like this one every single month that you are a patron. So without further ado, let's get straight on into this. So first off, we're going to be playing 3 copies of Rainbow Dragon. Yes, we are playing 3 copies of Rainbow Dragon. It's extremely easy to get out in this deck, because all you have to do is activate your copy of Ultimate Crystal Magic, and it totally sets you up for the Rainbow Dragon. Basically what this card does is you have to, this card cannot be normal summoned or set except while it's in your hand. You can special summon this card by having 7 Crystal Beasts with different names on the field or in your graveyard, and it can activate these effects the turn it is special summoned. It has the ability that you can send all Crystal Beasts you control to the graveyard, and this card gains 1,000 attack for each card sent to the graveyard to activate this effect. And you can remove from play all Crystal Beast monsters in your graveyard and return all cards on the field to its owner's deck, which is really good. It basically resets the duel and everybody starts top decking. We then play 3 copies of Crystal Beast Sapphire Pegasus. Sapphire Pegasus is really good because when it's normal summoned, you get to put a Crystal Beast in your back row, which is your spell or trap zone, as a continuous spell card, which is pretty cool. And all of your Crystal Beasts share the ability that it actually makes it so they become continuous spells when they're destroyed, which is really a cool effect. We then play 2 copies of Topaz Tiger. Topaz Tiger, when it attacks, it gains 400 attack, which is pretty good, going up to 2,000 attack points. 2 copies of Cobalt Eagle, because it's another level 4, and it has the ability that once per turn you can target a face-up Crystal Beast card you control and return it to the top of the deck. And it really helps out to be able to just put the ones that you don't need. Like if your Sapphire Pegasus goes to the extra, or it goes to the spell and trap card zone, you use Cobalt Eagle to put it back on top of the deck, and then immediately draw it the next turn, normal summon it, and then get your effects off. We then play a single copy of Amber Mammoth, which Amber Mammoth, if it's attacked, or if another Crystal Beast monster is attacked, you can change the attack target to this instead, which is pretty cool. I like that ability. 1 copy of Amethyst Cat. You can attack your opponent directly, and then when this card, any battle damage inflicted to your opponent is halved, which is not bad. I like that effect of being able to just attack your opponent directly. We then play a single copy of Emerald Turtle, or Emerald Tortoise. This card's pretty good too. It has 2,000 defense. What it does also is you can target 1 card you control, and then that attack this turn and changes battle position, which kind of helps out because, like, if you're attacking your opponent with, like, a monster and you know your opponent's going to do a lot of damage to you, you can just switch it to defense position, which comes in handy sometimes. And then we play 3 copies of Crystal Beast Ruby Carbuncle. Now, I have a really spicy tech after this, so stay tuned. So what this card does is when this card is special summoned, you can special summon as many Crystal Beast monsters as possible from your spell and trap card zone. And if this card is destroyed, you just put in your spell and trap card zone. Now, what you do with this card is with cards that can special summon your Ruby Carbuncle back from the spell and trap card zone, when you summon this card, it just special summons back every single one that's in your back row on your side of the field, which helps you out with link plays, XYZ plays, all sorts of crazy plays. So Ruby Carbuncle is a must 3 of, along with your copies of your Sapphire Pegasus. Now, my spicy tech of this deck that changed up the entire way this deck plays is a single copy of Elemental Hero Neos. Now, you guys might be looking at this card and going, wait a minute, why are you playing Neos? Well, there's a fusion monster that, if you guys don't know, is called Rainbow Neos. And what that card does is insane, and we'll get to that when we get to the extra deck. But what you really quickly do is you play copies of Neos Fusion in this deck. So when you play the Neos Fusion in this deck, you can use stuff like your copy of Verta Anaconda to send to the graveyard your Neos Fusion to go into your copy of Neos, Rainbow Neos on your side of the field, which can then tribute your copy of Anaconda and then get its effect off. So you play a single copy of Neos. Yes, it is kind of a garnet, but being able to get your copies of Neos Fusion off is just insane. If you open this up, it gives you more of an advantage to play that and your Ultimate Crystal Magic, just to get you more advantage of summoning your Rainbow Overdragon and your Rainbow Neos on your side of the field. And it's kind of the bond between Jaden and Jesse for the anime, and I thought it was really cool to be able to actually summon that. So that's it for the monsters, guys. Let's get into the spells. So for the spells, we're going to be playing a single copy of Double or Nothing, because this deck produces rank 4s like crazy, and making a copy of Rainbow Neos and then immediately making a copy of Utopia Double is just really cool to be able to do. We then play a single copy of Crystal Blessing. Crystal Blessing lets you target 2 Crystal Beast monsters in your graveyard and place those targets in your spell and trap card zones, continuous spells, because some of your cards actually benefit off of having them in the spell and trap card zone. So you want to play this as a one of. We play a single copy of Crystal Abundance, which is an OTK based card that lets you send 4 Crystal Beast cards from your spell and trap card zone to the graveyard, and then you send all cards on the field to the graveyard, and then you special summon as many Crystal Beast monsters as possible from your graveyard up to the number of cards your opponent controlled that were sent to the graveyard. So if your opponent has 5 cards in their field, you just send this to the grave, or send all 5 of those to the graveyard, send the 4 Crystal Beasts, wipe their board, and then special summon back 4 Crystal Beasts or 5 Crystal Beasts and OTK your opponent. It's really easy. We then play 3 copies of Crystal Beacon. Crystal Beacon is really crazy. As you guys have probably noticed, this deck is entirely hollowed out. Like, I really love this deck. And I built this deck, like I said, for Todd, because he plays with this deck sometimes against me, but I really love playing this deck myself, too. So you special summon 1 Crystal Beast monster from your deck, and then you must have 2 Crystal Beasts in your spell and trap card zone to activate this card, so it's really good to be able to just immediately summon like Carbuncle, or your copy of your Sapphire Pegasus, or whatever you need. We then play 3 copies of Crystal Promise. Crystal Promise is really good in here because it lets you target Crystal Beast in your spell and trap card zone and special summon it immediately, which is really good. And then we play 3 copies of Crystal Bond. Crystal Bond is insanely good too because it lets you add a Crystal Beast card from your deck to your hand, and then place a Crystal Beast monster with a different name from your deck in your spell and trap card zone. That can be really beneficial to get Ruby Carbuncle in your spell and trap card zone, and get out a copy of Sapphire Pegasus from your hand, essentially giving you 3 cards for this 1 card, which is really good. 3 copies of Rainbow Bridge. It searches literally any of your crystal spells and traps, which is really good for this deck because you can search your copies of Crystal Beacon, Crystal Promise, your Crystal Abundance, Blessing, whatever you need, this card's got you, and it gets out of the deck. We then play 3 copies of Neos Fusion. Neos Fusion is the MVP of this deck. It lets you fusion summon a fusion monster that lists exactly 2 monsters as material, and including a elemental hero Neos, by sending those cards from your hand, deck, or graveyard, ignoring its summoning conditions, and for the rest of the turn, as this card resolves, you can now special summon monsters, which is not that big of a deal because your ultimate crystal magic is going to usually resolve on your opponent's turn anyways. That's why I played this card in the deck, and I thought it would be good. And it is really good in playtesting, and it also has the ability that as if a monster is going to return to the extra deck that lists the elemental hero Neos, you can banish this card instead. It's because a lot of your Neos fusions banish themselves, or they put themselves back in the extra deck during the end phase, but this card protects them and stays them on the field, but Rainbow Neos doesn't do that, so it doesn't come in that handy. We then play a single copy, or 3 copies of Call by the Grave. Call by the Grave is really pivotal in this deck because you need the Call by the Grave to be able to stop your opponent while you're trying to get your Neos fusion off. So that's it for the spells, guys. Let's get into the traps. So for the traps, we are going to be playing 3 copies of Ultimate Crystal Magic. The Ultimate Crystal Magic is really good because what this card does is when a Crystal Beast is destroyed by battle, you can send 7 different Crystal Beast monsters with different names from your hand, deck, or face up from your field to special summon an Ultimate Crystal Fusion monster from your deck, from your extra deck, which is always going to be your Rainbow Overdragon that you're going to summon off of that, which is pretty good. Really good effect. It also has the ability of Ultimate Crystal Monster, which is Rainbow Dragon, Rainbow Dark Dragon, and Ultimate the Rainbow Overdragon. It also has the ability that if a Ultimate Crystal Monster you control leaves the field because of an opponent's card effect, you can banish this card from your graveyard and then place any number of Crystal Beast monsters in your graveyard in your spell and trap card zone, which is pretty good to be able to just immediately put them on the field. So that's it for the main deck, guys. Let's get into the extra deck. But really quickly, I will mention to you guys, what you normally want to do is end with a Crystal Magic. Like, you end with Ultimate Crystal Magic, and you have a Rainbow or Neos Fusion. These cards are the 2 MVPs of the deck. They are the Fusion Trap and the Fusion Spell, but you open with this, and then you activate or set this, and then it can essentially set you up to completely OTK your opponent with basically a Rainbow Overdragon and a Rainbow Neos, which is super, super handy for the deck. So then we're going to be playing for the extra deck. We're going to be playing 2 copies of Rainbow Overdragon. The Rainbow Overdragons come in ridiculously handy in this deck because what they do is they are always treated as ultimate crystal monsters and must be fusion summoned and cannot be or special summoned by attributing 1 level 10 ultimate crystal monster, which is Rainbow Dragon, from your side of the field. And it also has the ability that once per turn you can banish a Crystal Beast monster from your graveyard, and this card's attack equals, or this card gains attack equal to the one that you banish. So if you banish a copy of Sapphire Pegasus, it goes up by 1800, going to 5800, which is kind of nice, but you usually don't use that effect all that often unless you know you can OTK your opponent. And it also has the ability that you can also treat this card, you can also, quick effect, you can tribute this card and then shuffle all cards on the field into the deck, which is pretty good. I like that ability just to reset the whole field. We play a single copy of Rainbow Neos, which is extremely easy to go into. It has a really neat effect that you send a monster you control into the graveyard to shuffle all monsters your opponent controls into the deck. Send a spell or trap card you control to the graveyard to shuffle all spells and traps your opponent controls into the deck, or send a card from the top of your deck to the graveyard to shuffle all cards in your opponent's graveyard into the deck, which is pretty good to be able to just get whatever you need off the field. It comes in super handy to use that card. We then play a copy of Utopia and a copy of Utopia Double, so you can just go into Utopia Double really easily to OTK your opponent for 10,000 attack. It comes in super handy to immediately just go into Utopia Double with 2 monsters. Number 41, Baguska, which just helps out a lot to be able to stall out our opponent. Abyss Dweller to shut down graveyards. 1 copy of Exciton Knight. Now, I don't make Exciton Knight all the time. It's just in case I need to blow board, but you got to remember you're going to have your Crystal Beast in the back row, so this card can be a hit or miss card in the extra deck. 1 copy of number 60 because it can help you out doubling the attack of a monster, which just comes in really handy. To be able to double the attack of a monster, draw 2, discard 1, or special summon a monster back from the graveyard. 1 copy of Appaloosa because you can get 4 monsters on the field really easy to summon this card with different names. Access Code Talker because you play a lot of different extra deck monsters that are different attributes. Unicorn to spin stuff. Phoenix to pop spells and traps, Cerberus to pop monsters, and all of these for the Access Code Talker. And then the most important card in the extra deck besides the rainbow monsters is a single copy of Verte Anaconda. This card's really important for the extra deck because it lets you send a fusion or polymerization normal or quick play spell from your deck to activate the effect by paying 2,000. So you can send Neos Fusion to the graveyard to summon your Divine Neos, they're not Divine Neos, but Rainbow Neos from your extra deck really quickly, which is really helpful. So that's it for the main deck, guys, or that's it for the entire deck. I hope you did enjoy it. That's it for the extra deck. I hope you guys enjoy that, and definitely check out the StaringAtGames channel down in the description below. Help us get to 500 subscribers, guys. We have some awesome content over there. I'll be doing a lot of different series and gaming series, and if you guys ever see a game that you guys want us to play over there, definitely comment it over on that channel, because we have some awesome, we do actually do a lot of requests. So anyways, guys, this is DarkArmedDuelist. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell on the same part notification squad, and definitely check out the description for the Patreon and the StaringAtGames channel, and I'll see you guys in the next video. See you later, guys.